Hey, okay. So fresh out of the shower, I am using my Tangle Teaser to brush out my hair. This will come as no surprise, but my shampoo and conditioner is the Alternic Caviar. Been using this for years. I always get the big pumps. Lately though, I did discover I tried their new hair mask, the Replenishing Moisture Mask. I started using this right before I cut my hair because the ends were just so dry and dead. I don't use it every time, but it's awesome. It's like you notice results instantly with how soft and like rehydrated your hair is. So that's all I have in my hair. I use like a turban towel to get excess moisture when I get out, and then I just comb it out, and we're gonna go from here. That little towel I use, just try to get as much moisture. If you don't have one of these towels, you can actually use a t-shirt. A t-shirt works just as good. And these and the t-shirts, or like even a paper towel, it just helps to cut down on the frizz. If you use a towel, sometimes they could just make your hair really frizzy. All right, so a little bit of heat protectant. I use the Hairstyle Nectar Thermique. I've used this for years. And I just run this through my hair. And then I'm still using the Bumble and Bumble Surf Spray. This guy. I use this all year round, but it's a great like salt spray if you want some beachy waves or just some texture. I've tried a lot of this type of product. That one by far is the best. I'm gonna dry my hair really quick. This is my T3 dryer. I can get my hair completely dry in less than 5 minutes. It's amazing. It has 3 different speeds. It has different temperatures, a cool shot button. It's great. It has this detachable nozzle, which directs the heat, also helps to cut down on frizz. So I'm gonna dry this and I will be back. All right, head hair is completely dry. I really don't use a brush except for the front. I just kind of use my fingers to go through it. My hair does have some natural wave underneath, but I end up curling it, so I don't really mind it. But around the front of my head, face is where I have a lot of like baby hairs that tend to kink and curl. So I do use this round brush just to get like the ends and the pieces around my face and by my ears, because that's where I usually get like the kinks that I can't get out with a curling iron. But other than that, ever since I cut it, it kind of just dries straight on its own. And I just leave it like that. I just make sure like up here is straight, and if I need to, I'll use this to smooth out any pieces. But I don't really use a hairbrush all that often. I just use that brush to get around here. I love this brush because it avoids me having to then go through and use a flat iron. This just whoosh, gets it really straight. From here, before I curl it, I just hit it with this Way Memory Mist. I think that this is key in just keeping the curl for as long as mine lasts. So I just spray a little bit, let it kind of dry, and then I'll take my brush, just comb through, which just helps to evenly distribute the product. Just split my hair in the back, down side to side. This is what I use lately. I kind of go in between this and my T3 wand trio. It's kind of just what I'm in the mood for. The curling, the traditional clip curling iron definitely gives me more of like an authentic baloney curl, which in turn, when I brush out, sleep on, and kind of refresh each day, turns into a wave. So I usually do this straight off of clean hair because I feel like it just holds the curl the best. But if I just want a simple wave, I'll go for my wand trio. So I'm always curling away from my face. I kind of leave out the ends. If you don't have like straight ends, like when my hair was really long, I needed to just kind of hit the ends with a flat iron. And I really think that keeping the ends straight ensures that your curl stays put for a few days. So I don't go like all the way to the top here. I kind of leave about 1 inch and I just hold it for a few seconds, and I'm definitely not curling my entire head. I'm just curling, I'd say maybe like 4 to 6 pieces on each side. Because once you brush them out and like they turn to waves, it all just kind of blends together. especially since you use the surf spray. It just kind of gives your hair that like grit and texture. So I don't feel like you really need to curl every strand. Plus, I like more of a beachy wave than like curls. And then I usually grab the piece closest to my ears. And this is a 1-inch curling iron. I think it's $50. A lot of times Ulta has it on sale. And I'll curl like the ones closest to my face. Okay, so that's really it on that side. What was that, like 5 pieces? We'll do the same thing on this side. Closest to my face, still curling away. And I do this so fast. I can usually do my hair and makeup, I'd say, well, drying my hair and then makeup like 45 minutes, but if I'm just refreshing my curls day to day and makeup, I can do it in like 15. And I actually think I'm gonna have to do film my makeup part tomorrow because it's kind of late in the day already and I don't want to do a full face of makeup. We're just going to a basketball game. For you on here, it'll look seamless and I do the same makeup every day, so it's not gonna matter, but I just showered and cleaned my face. That is it. Very, very simple. I didn't curl every strand. I didn't even brush this out yet. I tend to do my makeup, let the curls set, and then I'll brush it out. Sometimes I'll just run my fingers through it and just break up the curls, but I'd say like 4 or 5 on each end. That textured like surf spray I think is really key in just helping it blend with the curls and have it like piecey and textured. This is just the first day. I kind of do it a little bit differently when I'm refreshing. I use more product to just give it more volume, and sometimes I'll use hairspray, but oftentimes I don't unless I have like somewhere to go where I really need it to hold. But for me, the less product I use in my hair, the better. So especially on freshly washed hair, I don't have to add any kind of volumizer or hairspray to it. I just like it kind of soft, and it is pretty voluminous since I just washed it. And yeah, so maybe I'll do it like a follow-up, or you've probably seen on my Instagram kind of how I refresh curls second day if I put dry shampoo. But just on freshly washed hair, I keep it simple, and that's all I do. I'm gonna go on to my makeup now. Technically it'll be tomorrow, for you it'll be in 1 second. So on to makeup. All of my skincare is done. I just recently posted an updated pregnancy skincare morning and night routine so you can see what all I did prior. The first thing I'm gonna do is use a primer. I use this Tatcha, the Silk Canvas Primer, and I do have Bentley here because this is a true get ready with me. He's usually at my feet. I usually just bring toys in here. Right now he's just watching phone. You want Wheels on the Bus? Here, baby. This does come with a little applicator. I just make sure my hands are clean right before I use it, and this is what I use as a primer. I do really like this. It definitely helps to blur your pores and just kind of even. Mom, you can't sit on mommy, baby. Go sit over there. Go sit. Go sit. The next thing I do is use a corrector. I have these lines predominantly under my eyes, and then I have some melasma here and around my mouth. So this is the Tarte CC corrector, CC under eye corrector, and I use the shade light medium. I am desperate for another one, and this is dramatic. As soon as I tap this on, those lines disappear, and the melasma is almost covered. Then once I add foundation and concealer, it's all the way covered. But a lot of times I will just put this on and blend it out and go out of the house like that. As long as this discoloration is concealed and covered, for me, I'm very comfortable in my skin. Like, the rest of my skin tone isn't perfect or even, but those are kind of what make me the most insecure on my face, thanks to pregnancy. So I don't blend that in too much, but even just that, you can tell, makes such a difference. So next is foundation. If you've been on my channel for a while, this is not gonna be a surprise. This is Dermablend Smooth Camo. I am in the shade Sepia. Where's my beauty blender? I'll either use a beauty blender or a brush. It kind of just depends on what mood I'm in. The brush, I think, does give a little bit more full coverage. The beauty blender can shear it out, but you also can get total full coverage with a beauty blender. So I'll just pounce this over the corrector and the rest of my face. I love this foundation so much. I feel like it doesn't get enough credit, especially on YouTube. I very, very, very rarely have ever heard people, especially like the beauty gurus. I mean, I don't really watch that many anymore, but I feel like it's always the Giorgio Armani or the double wear from Estee Lauder. If I need some extra coverage anywhere, I'll go back and just add a little bit more, but I don't feel like I need it, at least not today. Depends. Some nights, if I didn't get good sleep, my skin shows it, and I will need a little bit extra coverage. Then I do my concealer, excuse me little boy, Tarte Shape Tape, and I use the color Light Sand. I don't go crazy with this. Seems everybody uses this concealer and everybody goes nuts. So I just go under my eyes, in the middle, and then the middle, and then around my mouth too. Again with the damp beauty blender. And blend. Bring it down a little bit. Mom. Yes, bud. Sorry, I'm looking off to the side. I have a mirror here, but my light is coming in from this way, so I'm trying to angle my body. If I was to use a brush for my foundation, I will do the same thing with the Beauty Blender. I think the Beauty Blender just kind of melts everything together with your skin. So then I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I have a serious love affair with this stuff. So I'll set my under eyes, anywhere I put that concealer, and then I'll just take whatever's left and go on the rest of my face. And this helps everything stick and it doesn't budge. I recently tried the Fenty. I couldn't stand the smell. Plus it was just like super pink, and I don't need pink. I need more yellow to conceal on my face because I have really yellowy undertones. I also have tried the Hourglass powder and I did really like it, but the packaging drove me crazy and it was enough for me to not even want to use it. So I should have never swayed from Laura Mercier, but you know, sometimes if you're using something for so long, you kind of just get bored and curious, and that's what happened, but never again. So that's that. Then my bronzer is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I have it in the deepest shade. It's called Deep Bronze, and this smells like the beach. I have my Tom Ford bronzer brush, and I feel like this brush is super deceiving because it's so big and fluffy. I think a lot of people would probably not think to use it as a bronzer brush because sometimes it could just, you would think a brush like this would just put bronzer everywhere on your face, but something about it works so good to just put it where you place it and it just blends it so well. So I kind of do like the 3E under my chin, down my neck, especially now with the summer. I'll take whatever I have left on my nose, chin, and I kind of use this brush to just blend away that translucent powder at the same time. My go-to blush has been Charlotte Tilbury's Love Glow. I love this one for summer. It's just very, it's just a really easy summer color. It's bright, and every time I wear this, every single day I wear this, without fail, I will get at least one DM asking, what blush are you wearing? It just really lifts your face, and I think it's a universally flattering shade. And then highlight, I'm going to use my tried and true Milani palette that you are probably sick of seeing on my Instagram. This is in the Stellar Lights in the Rose Glow. So there's 3 shades. They're very pigmented. So what I tend to do is I take my highlighting brush and I just go in between these 2. That rose gold one is really pretty on the eyes, but just as a cheek highlight, those 2 are really pretty, or sometimes I'll just do this one. But I would definitely caution you to just go crazy, especially if you don't have like the best light, because especially for me, when I first started using this palette, I was like, oh, it's so nice and subtle. And then as soon as I got in front of the window, I was like, whoa, that got heavy quick. So just a word of warning. And then I'm gonna just finish off my eyes. I do have lash extensions. I have volume lashes. I have a whole video about them. I'll link it in the description box below. But I do like to hit my bottom lashes with some mascara. I think this is kind of just dependent on my mood, but sometimes if I have really bright under eyes and like a full, like I just had my lashes filled and they're super dark, my baby lashes can tend to get lost. So I don't always use mascara on my bottom lashes, but sometimes I feel like you just need it. So just gonna use, I just have like, I don't know what even I'm using here. It's just one of my little samples that I have 1,000 little tubes of. I'm not picky. This is the Estee Lauder Sumptuous. Just comb out my lash extensions. Make sure no powder fell in them. Fluff them up a little, especially if they got wet in the shower. And then for my brows, I have a separate spoolie. And I'll just comb my brows. Again, just kind of like cleaning them to make sure there's no powder stuck in them. And then I comb them down so I can see where I really need the brow product to fill in. I don't use a brow product to darken my brows. I just use it to fill in those sparse areas. And this one has been so good. I'm a huge fan of Benefit's Gimme Brow, but this one by Anastasia has quickly replaced that one. And I am in the shade Soft Brown. So I'll just then comb my brows up, fill in any of those places, especially in the front. If you don't have the front of your eyebrows done, it could totally throw off the entire brow, because you don't want the front of your brows to be super light and then get darker, because then they're just like, whoa, that just came out of nowhere. But also I do start in the middle, because if you go super dark in the front, it could also change your whole face. So I go with most of the product throughout my brows where I have the hair and can soak up the product. And then whatever I have left, I'll take to the front. But really just focusing on filling in those sparse areas so that it all blends together. And what I love about this product isn't so much the initial, but just how it lasts throughout the day and how it doesn't budge. It feels almost like a waxy pomade. So it gives you the color, it fills in, and then it also sets your brows from moving anywhere. Lately I've been really into my MAC lipsticks again. I'll do this one. This is Honey Love. It's a nude. And then I'll use a Buxom gloss as per usual. A nudie one. Let's do this one. Blushing Margarita. And then I set everything with my lately new favorite, the Farsali Rose Gold Skin Mist. Addie calls this the gummy bear spray because it smells like gummy bears. It has flecks of well, it's called rose gold, but it has flecks of gold. Smells really good. And I thought it was just like a gimmicky product, but I can definitely tell when I don't use that. There was a day a couple weeks ago that I didn't set my face with a spray. At midday, my makeup was starting to look worn, especially around my melasma was starting to show through, and I was like, I pretty much do my makeup the same way every day. And then it dawned on me that I didn't use the setting spray. So I definitely think it actually does work, on top of it being beautiful packaging and probably a little bit on the gimmicky side. And that's it. I just picked you up, get in front of the window so you can see. And that's my full face everyday makeup routine. It doesn't change. If anything, I'll change the blush, the lip color. I never really do anything to my eyes. My foundation stays the same. My concealer is the same. It's pretty simple when I'm not talking my way through it. I get through this routine in 10 minutes. Like I said, I usually have a little man at my feet waiting for me to hurry, so I could get through this really quick. But I hope you guys enjoyed this Get Ready With Me. I hope you found some helpful tips or some new products you want to try. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Bentley, can you say bye?